If you seek peace, if you seek prosperity for the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe, Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Well, that was the famous clip from President Ronald Reagan's legendary 1987 West Berlin speech, and which many see as a turning point in winding down the Cold War. Now, today is President's Day, and joining us to talk its storied history is presidential historian Doug Wead. Doug, you once wrote that President Reagan was the greatest U.S. president of all time. Can you share with the audience why you think that?
Hi, Charles, and Jonas, and John, Lee. Good to see you guys. Well, I think in 100 years, historians are going to say Lincoln saved the Union and Reagan saved mankind. We were on the verge of nuclear war. It's interesting, school teachers in Holland were telling their students it doesn't matter what university you decide you want to go to because the world's not going to last that long. So it was a very real crisis and a watershed moment in human history when the Cold War was ended.
How about Reagan's successor, George H.W. Bush, who participated in the fall of the Soviet Union, but also ended up being rejected by his own party after raising taxes? Where do you put him in the pantheon?
Yeah, I think he's going to do well for the same reason, because maybe because of what he didn't do. The Baltic states, advocates for the Baltic states, were bombarding the White House when he was president, saying we won't have another chance like this in 100 years for freedom. Do something, act. But he observed Napoleon's axiom that you don't interrupt your opponent when they're in the middle of defeating themselves. He was playing a game of chess, and he wasn't going to give up on the king in order to pick up a pawn. So what he didn't do, his restraint in those last years of the unwinding of the Soviet Union, was very critical to that success.
So, Doug, I'm really curious. Right now in our country, they're saying we've never been more divided, which I'm not sure is necessarily true. We've been through the Civil War. We've had some pretty tumultuous times. And the question people have is, what kind of a leader is there that could ever unify us? What is the kind of leader that could be a great healer? Who would you say, historically, is the president that was the most unifying or the biggest healer for the nation?
Well, during Eisenhower's time, we were #1 in the world economy, #1 in the world in education. We dropped to 19. It was a great time. But I have to tell you, Lee, I think sometimes unity's overrated. In my opinion, what Donald Trump has done, and shoot me, but I think he's been the most impactful president since FDR. I mean, LBJ wanted a war on poverty and unemployment. We got it. And Obama wanted to degrade ISIS. We're on the verge of destroying them. And I had a close friendship with Gerald Ford, had him in my home many times. He would have cut off his right arm to have energy independence. We got it. So, and now you have Donald Trump talking about taking on AIDS. Well, what's driving that? And the answer is there's nobody driving that. He's a leader. He's taking leadership role here to try to address this problem on his own. So I think he's going to survive the numbers pretty well.
Doug, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I had a real quick President's Day question, because I'm glad I have a historian on here. Like, what do you think the founders thought about, like, President's Day and Mount Rushmore and statues and monuments? Like, are we getting far away from the original way this country was supposed to not be about kings and, like, Romans and all? Like, or am I crazy? Like, was it ever like that?
Well, it's a great thing, George Washington, our greatest president, because he walked away from power. Nobody does that anywhere in the world, so that's wonderful. But I think that you raised a good point, but I think it reveals more about us than our presidents. They lie, they make mistakes, but in the end, we enshrine them in marble. And lots of countries, they don't do that. Lots of countries have no heroes. We make heroes out of them, as flawed as they may be.
Yeah, well, that's what the nature of it is, that they do great things and they leave great legacies despite the fact that they're flawed human beings. Doug, we always appreciate having you. We're against a hard break, so we want to say thank you and happy President's Day to you as well.